It says we're live.
Hello and welcome. And I am very excited to have my friend Heather Mogilnicki with me today to talk about how we are helping people get out of pain. I recently moved my office in with hers in Collinsville, Connecticut. So we do have a physical in-person office, and we do a lot online with people. So I'd like to introduce Heather to those of my community who do not know Heather. Heather is an occupational therapist, a certified hand therapist, and psychic energy healer. Prior to her life as a therapist, she was a professional flutist who sustained career injuries that led her to the path of becoming a therapist. She has specialized in working with injuries in the upper extremity for the last 24 years and started her own business, Healing Hands Therapy Center, in 2018. Heather uses a holistic approach to help you navigate through your healing journey and believes that we need to dig into all aspects of healing, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually to feel our best.
Yes, very true. So I'm so excited that Jackie has come to Collinsville. We met a few years ago doing a energy training workshop that was about 10 months long. So we got to know each other really, really well. And she was looking to move her office, and I had some time in my week where I wasn't using my office. So we are now two forces to be reckoned with, right?
That's right.
So I'm going to kind of introduce Jackie for all the people that don't know her, that are watching, that kind of know me more. So you kind of get to know what Jackie does and her background a little bit. And one of the things I think that's important that we're going to kind of have a running theme here as well is that both of us are coming at things from a science background, and we are blending energy together. So Jackie actually was in her prior life in radiology. So, and then she went on to become a massage therapist. So what she really specializes in now is she is a low back pain specialist and a master energy healer. So she helps guide women to uncover their hidden energetic and karmic blocks that keep them in physical, emotional, and financial pain. So again, she's combining everything together, which is amazing. So by she uses this technique called uncover the root cause process. She unravels negative thoughts and clears limitations, including inner child and ancestral karma that has held them back for decades. So her clients are able to quickly and easily achieve major shifts in creating a new level of health, wealth, and life. So she is amazing at what she does. And we've had the opportunity to do a program together and watch these shifts really transform people's lives, which has been amazing as well. So,
yes, I think that's the one thing that fuels us, right, is to witness our clients evolve, to be able to get out of pain that they've been living with for so long, healing their physical bodies, their emotional conditions, and just living their life without having to spend it at doctor's offices and in waiting rooms and therapy offices.
Yeah. I think that makes it's a huge difference. And it's, I think it's also, one of the things that we were talking about earlier is it's really about shifting traditional medicine, right? It's not the norm to combine science and energy healing together in Western society here. And the problem is that our medical world is a bit of a poop show, as most people are beyond frustrated with the traditional ways of thinking and what they're being provided with. I have patients all the time tell me, I wasted this much time. I went to the hospital and they almost killed me. And I just had a doctor saying this to me the other day. Like, they're not necessarily always looking at the whole thing, the whole picture, right? And people are really frustrated. Patients are really frustrated. And there is obviously a place and a time for traditional medicine. But if we can take it a step deeper and really look into what's the energy behind why are we sick? Why are we in pain? Why do we not feel whole? Why are we not living a fun fulfilled life, right? And if we can release some of those limiting beliefs, we end up getting out of pain. We end up feeling better. We end up being healthier overall. So I think that's really important to be blending these two things together.
Yeah, and it creates a more holistic approach, right? Because we are just not physical.
Right.
Yes, you may have physical pain and a physical condition, but what we found is
Mm,
all of the clients who come to us, we're usually the last ones that they come to because they've
mm,
tried everything else. They've done the doctor route, the injections, the physical therapy, and weeks end up turning into months and years and decades. Some of
mm.
my clients have been in physical pain for 50 years. That's
Yeah.
a long time
Yeah.
to be in physical pain and then to then create beliefs that nothing's going to work. Why bother? I'll never get out of pain. And
Right.
so I think it's pretty cool that we've done our own inner work and we've tested and tried everything, right? And now our clients are able to benefit by getting out of pain faster. Do you
Yeah.
agree?
I totally agree. Yeah. And I probably see less people that have chronic pain than you do. I think that your tendency is more chronic pain. I see a lot of people in acute pain post-operatively as well. So they've had these horrible traumas and accidents and that have had to lead to surgery. And yes, the surgery has needed to be done because their bones are broken, right? Like stuff has to be done, but there's so much trauma that goes along with the accident in the first place. There's so much trauma that goes along with the surgery, and then kind of calming the nervous system after all of that is really key. And that's sort of very similar to the chronic pain aspect of things, is that your nervous system at that point is just like on overload. And we have to figure out, why is it on overload? What's going on energetically? And it's the physical, it's the anatomical, it's the energetic, it's the limiting beliefs, it's all of these things. It's the ancestral energy that we're pulling forward. It's all of that combined together that we need to work through to really help people. So
Yeah, and it's really the missing link.
yeah.
Um, I believe that thousands of years ago, right, we didn't have surgeries. We didn't have the medications that we have now. What did they use? They used energy. They had shamans. They had medicine healers in their community. And they looked at the energy and they were able to guide people through that so that they were able to heal faster.
Yeah.
And it's really our missing piece right now.
Yeah.
So,
And sometimes it's a matter of just bringing awareness to why the pain is there in the first place. So, I'll have people come in that have pain and are having symptoms, and just bringing the subconscious to the conscious
yeah,
has relieved the symptoms,
yeah.
right? But that's when we as practitioners have to help and use our intuitive and our psychic abilities in order to see these things so that we can ask those leading questions to bring these things from the subconscious to the conscious. I mean, I've had multiple patients that have had pain and pain and pain, and we've done a lot of the physical stuff and it's gotten better to a point, and then something is just missing. And when you start to really unravel that stuff, the symptoms go away. And this is, I can do case after case after case where this happens. And it's just incredibly liberating for people and for me to be able to see it and have their aha moments, which is amazing.
Yeah. So, Heather, can you explain to people what is your specialty? When you say hand therapist, what does that mean?
So I know it's a little misleading. So I am an occupational therapist, which can be misleading in of itself. I can't tell you. Most people call me a physical therapist. Like patients, even though they know I'm an occupational therapist, they'll say, "Oh, I'm going to physical therapy," which is me, but I'm not physical therapy. I'm an occupational therapist. So, like, what is the difference? There is a difference. There's more blending of the two now that everything is more functional. Insurance companies have gotten involved. Well, there's lots of things, but the one thing that drew me to OT was that it's very holistic. It's mind, body, spirit. So it's really, again, OT looks at the whole person. So I ended up going into OT, and then I became a certified hand therapist. And there's about 7,300 of us in the world. So there's not a lot of us. It's a very grueling process. And it's not just hands. So the terminology certified hand therapist makes it sound like, oh, you just do hands. And I've actually had patients say, oh, you only do hands, you can't treat my elbow. I'm like, no, no, no. So it's shoulder, elbow, wrist, and hand. So all sorts of different injuries in the upper body, essentially. And I worked for years in a traditional setting where we would see patients every half an hour, sometimes more than that. We'd have walk-ins. I'd see, 18 to 20 patients a day, which was just a little crazy. So you couldn't actually get into the energy aspect of things. And so there always felt like there was something missing, like throughout all those years that I was doing that. And you couldn't really do it because you had somebody sitting patients sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
That's kind of the traditional environment. So now it's great. I get to specialize still in all those upper extremity things, but I also get to include that energy aspect of things, and then work especially with musicians, which, there's a 80 to 90% injury risk with musicians and what they do. So really educating them and helping them on that whole process to try and stay injury free is really important, because I've experienced it firsthand. So that helps me be able to enable them to heal a little bit quicker. So it's
And I'm sure that you do get to know, because what we do, we get very intimate with our clients, right? Which is it's so rewarding and so fun, which helps us really get to help people and can really shift their whole lives. Because when you tune into the energy part of a human being, everything is energy. So that same energy that's creating that physical pain is impacting every area of their life, right?
And I think one of the big things is, like, most of my clients come for a physical thing, and then they actually will transition into just doing purely energy work and coaching. So it's a lot of coaching and energy healing and inner child shamanic journeys that I do with people. I heal through the chakra system as well. So they start as like, oh, I have this pain. And then the more we start to talk, they start to see, oh, I get it. But our society is so driven to, like, okay, I have pain because I slept on my shoulder funny, or I have pain in my neck because I slept on my neck funny. Okay, well, maybe you did, but that's the straw that broke the camel's back. What was leading up to that?
Yeah.
What are the energetic things that were leading up to that? Where are we feeling stressed, right?
Yeah.
But again, stress is an energy. Stress is an energy that we experience inside of our bodies, and that has physiological responses inside of our body. We know that stress is an energy. It negatively affects our physical bodies, right? It negatively affects our emotional state, our mental state, all of those things. But it's not managing stress. It's looking at the energy behind those stressors so that we can then navigate through the stresses better once we clear all the crap out of the way. So
and getting clear in what is the crap that's creating the pain, right?
Yes.
And things will change so quickly when we're in touch with that.
It changes so much more rapidly when we are in touch with that. And I think that's one of the great things about what we do is really, again, blending that science with the energy and making people more aware of the energetic aspect of themselves, their soul's purpose, and becoming more and more in alignment with all of that. Because when we're out of alignment with that, life is not as fun, right? It's just not as fun. And everybody is so go, 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 go. We're tied up in the rat race. When we can step back from that and really figure out why we're in that in the first place and get back to our true selves makes a huge difference. So I think
and our bodies are constantly giving us feedback. Our
Constantly.
bodies, through our energetic channels and portals, chakras, whatever you want to call it, we're gathering information. And if we constantly use I'm busy or I have a lot to do, that's going to just amplify and make the physical pain louder.
It makes the stress more. Yeah. I
Mhm.
have a perfect example. Like I had a shoulder issue and I had a torn tendon. So I did have surgery. And I don't know, it was probably 2 months ago. I was really stressed about some shifts and a whole bunch of other things. I got myself into a whirlwind of like paralysis by analysis, right? I was like, oh, so I finally stopped because I was like, okay, you got to step back and you got to look in and you got to do your own inner healing, channel on what's going on. And as soon as I did that and I cleared the energy of that stress, my shoulder pain, well, it had totally increased during this stressful time. It was
Right.
was what I forgot to mention is that my shoulder pain was like, wah, wah, wah. As soon as I
Yelling at
cleared
you.
my energy and like cleared the stress, the energy of that stress, and it didn't mean the stress, the things went away. It was my energy towards those stressors
Yes.
decreased tremendously. My shoulder pain went away.
Yeah.
So it's huge. And you help people doing things like that all the time. So tell me who you help. I
So
kind of know
I
who you
love helping people who have, I love specializing in low back pain because there's very specific body work or massages that work the low back pain.
help.
We can do a psoas massage. We can do Bowen therapy, which is neuromuscular repatterning of the body. We can do liposage, which will jumpstart your lymphatic system to decrease the swelling. So these are things we can do physically. And if it persists and people want to explore more ways, low back pain is all about how supported you feel in life. And the majority of us have not lived a life or came from a family that really supported us, right? So when you explore those areas, and many people, I think, create assumptions that if they're going to work with me, that means they're going to have to get divorced or they're going to have to leave their boyfriend or partner or whatever it is. And the truth is, it doesn't have to be. Most people, I've had clients who come to me and they're like, yeah, I think I need to get divorced. And by the time we're done, they've completely healed however they were feeling inside of them that wasn't enough, which shifted the relationship. And now they're back to loving each other and having so much more fun. So sometimes people have misconceptions that they have to do certain things. And I love the exploration when working with clients because you never know what's going to shift and what's going to open up and flow into them, which they didn't even think of.
Right. Yeah. And with any pain in the body is there's usually that energetic, emotional component, whatever it is, but especially with low back pain. And, I think there's more research to say, if you want to look at it from the scientific aspect of low back pain connected to stress, anxiety, and all these other psycho-emotional symptoms, right? I mean, there's books
Right.
written about it.
Yeah.
So I think that, again, bringing more awareness to that can help people so much more. And, most people are looking for a quick fix, but the quick fixes are Band-Aids.
Yeah. They
So
don't work.
they don't work. And it's really, or maybe it'll work temporarily, but then you're back where you started.
Right.
And so many people had have had back surgeries that end up being no better, and then the levels above and below end up going that were
Yes.
potentially fused, that now the level above has failed or the level below has failed, and then they're on to more surgery and that kind of thing. And again, there's a time and a place for surgery. I'm not negating what orthopedic surgeons or neurosurgeons do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Not at all. And I'm not one of those people that believes like you should never go on medicine and you should
Right.
never have surgery. I freaking had surgery, right?
Uh-huh.
Like there's a time and a place. Like, and thank God there are people that can put people back together like that,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But my philosophy is, can we look at all the other things, and yours too, I believe, that what can we look at that are contributing factors to this pain, to these symptoms, and can we get rid of most or all of them without doing invasive things,
Yeah.
which takes more time. It takes commitment to yourself. You have to commit that time to yourself, and it takes inner work.
Yeah. And, I am very grateful for the healthcare system we have because when you have a major accident, they're there to help you. There's certain illnesses like Lyme disease, I believe, where you need an antibiotic. for cancer, you can't just go the holistic route all the time. You need a combination of the both. And that's what creates the best healing. I've worked in conjunction with clients who have had cancer and they're doing the chemo and the radiation. It's whatever the person needs. It's individualized. But the best healing is when you combine both.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. And you just become, when you are doing that energy healing, and it's not just a passive energy work. Reiki is great. Reiki is a passive energy modality, and it is great. And I've had it done to me, and it can be incredibly powerful. The thing that my philosophy, though, is that in order to get it to stick, you have to do that inner work and maintain, right? In order for those energy shifts that somebody else has done to you, in order to really stick and stay. And I think that that's where that inner work comes, that personal development, if people want to call it that, right? So that you're doing that in conjunction with working, with the energy healer and physical healer as well, to help really solidify all of that. I think that makes a big difference.
Yeah. And you brought up before a very good point of being out of alignment. And again, it's the energy alignment, right? So it's going to impact your ability to create wealth and finances, the ability to create a business. If you're a business owner or even a massage therapist and you want to grow your business, or a holistic healer, and you're having a hard time getting to the next level in your business, we even work together with holistic healers, right? To help them get to the next level in their business.
Yes. Yeah. And we work with each other too, right?
Yes. Because we all need a healer. Everybody, even the healers need healers,
even
right?
the healers need healers, right? Like there's always, it's just like as a therapist, I do continuing education because I need to continue to learn more, right? It's just like your own personal development, whatever that may be, like spending time on that. Well, healers I'll go to Jackie and I'll be like, hey, I'm stuck, right? Or my energy level is low. I got to tease it out.
Yeah.
So, we help each other with all that. But again, it's when you clear the stuff that's blocking you, and you first identify it, and then you clear it.
Yeah.
The shift inside of yourself automatically raises your energy and your vibration, and you feel so much better. And the higher your energy and vibration is, the more you're going to positively impact other people and spread that, right? It's just like when somebody buys your coffee in the Dunkin' Donuts line ahead of you, like you get super psyched, that raises your energy. Like how cool was that, right? And then you do for the person behind you, and it's just like this trickle down effect. That's the really cool thing about kind of what we do, is like being able to have that effect with people and be able to expand people's lives into a higher energy level. And that doesn't mean your energy never drops, because of course it does. Like you're never like, unless you're, the Dalai Lama, then you're not, or Mother Mary, like you're like, and even I'm sure they, would be like, oh my God. But, there's always shifts. And so if anybody ever tells you I'm always 100% great, no, that's not true. That's not truth. That's not honest.
That's not being human.
No.
Or honest. With your real feelings.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to say? How can people get a hold of you?
So we are both in Collinsville, Connecticut, but we do stuff via Zoom as well. So my email address is heather@healinghandstherapycenter, which I don't think I dropped in there, but I dropped my website in the comments, in the chat thing. And I dropped my Instagram thing. My Facebook account my business account was hacked, and I'm still trying to get ownership back of it. So I'm not going to put that link in there right now. But yeah. And I think, one of the things too, is that like Jackie and I we just finished working with a client for 4 months with our friend, Pat McGrath, who is also, she does feng shui and she's amazing at what she does. And so this was a woman who has a full-time job, but is in the process of starting her own business. And she, her transformation from the day we started to when we finished was just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And the pictures of her on the first day, we screenshot
Yeah.
her first one and then her final one. And there's just such a glow to her now that wasn't there, and less anxiety, and she's got a clearer path with her business, because she did so much work and she did such an amazing job in the program. So it's really, we don't just work with people in physical pain, we work with people that want a different life too.
Yeah.
And that's the coaching aspect of stuff, and that's where that energy level, that energy healing goes beyond just the physical. It also goes into how can I create the life that I love, and that can be in any which way you want it to be. So
Yeah, and that program is really for the healer or the practitioner or the business owner who knows that she's tried or he's tried so many things and has not been able to reach the status, the impact, and they know there's an energetic component. Those are the best people for that. So if you do have your own business and you're kind of frustrated that you're not where you think you should be, we have a free consultation where we will go over, we'll ask you a ton of questions just to get clear on where you are and where you want to be and what's stopping you. And it's even that free consultation can be very eye-opening for some people. And then if you want to join and do the program, then we're here for you.
yeah. And I think it's great to be able to use our channeling abilities to help people heal on a different level, because everybody has different intuitive or psychic abilities. Everybody on this planet,
Everybody.
right? It may or may not be your life's purpose to use them, but we all are given gifts. That intuition is a little bit different than psychic, but we have that ability to see, feel, hear things that can help our clients heal on a different level. And that's not, it sounds woo, but it's really just a matter of tuning into the gifts that we all have and using them in the highest good. And it doesn't, there's lots of societal beliefs out there, and maybe we can do a talk just on this to kind of really say, what is it all about? Like, what does it mean to channel? What does it mean to work with energy? Those kinds of things. That's a whole nother talk that we could maybe even do if people are interested. But it's it's a great thing to be able to have another tool in your toolkit to help people.
Absolutely. It is really possible to live the life you desire. You just got to figure out where the block is. And once you figure out the block, once you tune into the energy, everything changes. And in just a short amount of time, 4 months, you could be in a totally different place. And it's the ripple effect of that. There's so much gratitude that comes through. There's so much love and appreciation for life that can happen.
And that doesn't mean you're never going to hit stumbling blocks. Like, of course we are. That's part of life, and that's part of our growth, and that's part of our learning. It's a matter of helping teach people too, in this program, is helping teach people how to see the signs and how to navigate through those things and how to clear their own energy so that they can be in more alignment with themselves too, which is one of the most powerful things that I learned when I started really tapping into my abilities and working with energy. Is it's so important to learn how to clear your energy, ground your energy, because it makes all the difference in the world in terms of how you feel. And it's very easy to let it go and not do it. So it's really a conscious effort to be like, okay, I want to be grounded. I want to like not be taking on all this energy that isn't mine, and release the energy that I've taken on that isn't mine because of whatever environment we've grown up in or anything like that. So yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well, if you're watching the replay and you want to reach out, our information, our contact info is in there. I even have, if you want to get on the phone and have a conversation, my link is there. We wish you the best in living your most amazing life, and we hope you enjoyed this, and leave us any comments. So thank you.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.